The controversial plan to scrap the historic James Whalen Tug is moving to the next stage. The City of Thunder Bay has issued a request for bids from marine salvage and recycling firms to take apart the 119-year-old vessel and save some of its parts for a future display. Jonathan Wilson reports.
The James Whalen Tug, which was built in 1905, has been sitting at the Patterson Dock next to the James Street Swing Bridge since 2022 after it sank at Cam River Heritage Park. City Council voted in September to scrap most of it, and City Parks Manager Corey Halverson says they've now put out a call for tenders.
So the request for tender was posted near the end of this past week, so that will be out for, I think, the majority of January through the tendering period. That work is planned to be completed by this spring.
The city had hoped to tender the project more than a month ago, but after several groups and council members questioned the plans and how much of the Whalen to save, the city added more options to the request for bids.
So we weren't sure if we would have a window to possibly get things moving earlier this past fall, but we needed to make sure all the options that we're exploring through the demolition or the recycling of the vessel were included in the document properly.
Some of the options include saving the entire top portion of the old tug. The Transportation Museum of Thunder Bay has proposed using it for display at the Pool 6 dock, something like this one in the U.S. Halverson says the final decision will likely depend on the cost or extra costs of that option.
There's about 3 different options. The base option for the baseline project is to preserve the stack and the bridge, and then everything else would be abated and recycled. Beyond that, we have some options to preserve larger portions of the actual top deck.
A similar tugboat demolition occurred in Marathon 4 years ago. The 77-year-old Peninsula Tug was taken apart after a failed effort to turn it into a tourist attraction. That teardown ended up going over budget at over $300,000. Halverson estimates a similar price tag for the Whalen.
My understanding is that, again, depending on the size of the vessel, where it's located, all these things, what's still inside of it, all of those things can impact what options you have to do the recycling and how much it will cost. And I believe the estimated price for the base option was around $280,000. So that, again, based on the best estimate that we had at that time, and I think we had a 10 or 15% provision to pursue the other options. Yeah.
The bidding will remain open until late January. The winning bid and option will be chosen after that, with the Whalen dismantled and removed by the end of May. Jonathan Wilson, TBT News.